Today we're going to show you how to install the trim tab in the aileron. It's very similar for the aileron and the elevator. Okay, there's different presentations for our trim tabs. This is the standard presentation that we have. Okay, it's got a counterweight. I don't know if you can see it here. This counterweight is very important to avoid the trim tab fluttering if there's a disconnection from the servo. There's the servo inside. There's a little servo inside here with the servo cable coming out from the top. Okay, the servo is linked directly to the trim tab. Okay, this whole thing weighs about 5 ounces, and in airplanes that have a counterweight at the back of the forward edge of the aileron, we should complete this counterweight with the proper trim tab weight so that the aileron is balanced. You should always balance your flying surfaces when you install the trim tab. Okay, as I was saying, we got the servo, the link, and the counterweight. We got the hinge. With the hinge pin, it's being held by some clevis here on each side. Okay, so you can disassemble it anytime you want. Okay, it's all riveted, and we always supply the two-sided 3M tape so that you can stick the trim tab under the aileron. It's the way it should go. One of the things you have to think about is the wire. Where do you put the wire? You should rig the wire inside the wing, okay, to the instrument. And then depending how the wire comes out here, you can either peel off a little bit of tape, okay, and put the wire flush like that, okay, always facing forward. Facing back, so that any drops of water will not get into the servo. They'll always flow back. If you install it like this or front, any water that gets into the cable will go into the servo. We don't want that. We want any humidity to go aft, even if you have to put the cable like this afterwards. That's if you install the cable outside. The other thing you can do before you install the aileron trim, you can drill a small hole here, and you can rig the cable through the hole and into the aileron. Okay. Now I say you have to counterweight. If you feel this is very heavy, it weighs about 5 ounces, you can always separate the servo from the trim tab. Okay, some people will separate the servo from the trim tab and cut the part that goes on the plane. You can cut it smaller. It doesn't have to be this big. And then you can have a separate servo that you can install here in the rear, in the leading edge of the aileron. So it will actually counterweight a little bit your trim tab. It just depends what you want to do. This part faces forward, okay, and then you can put the trim tab here. If you do that, you will need a longer push rod. We can provide that if you need to. So let us know what kind of installation you want, and we can provide you with the right stuff. For example, this is a double-sided sticky tape that you use in GoPro cameras. It's very strong, and there is a lot of area here, more than you need to. So you can actually cut this in half if you want and have less area, or you can actually remove all the tape and rivet. You can rivet the trim tab onto the aileron. Okay, then rig the cable either like this, like I said before, or in a hole inside the aileron. Okay. So again, very important to counterweight your aileron if it has a counterweight. Some ultralight airplanes or light sport aviations airplanes, they are not too fast, so they don't need a counterweight at the front. But fast airplanes like the RV and other fast airplanes will need a counterweight at the leading edge of the aileron. Okay, the same thing would be for the elevator. And of course, the elevator is more critical. And here is very important to counterweight here at the front. So because in the RV, the arm from, or the distance from the pivot to the trim tab is similar to the distance from the leading edge of the elevator. So this is where the weight goes. So put about the same weight and you'll be all right. Otherwise, you just have to balance it. It's very important on the elevator. Less important on the aileron, but also important. Okay, similar thing here. You can peel the paper off and stick the trim tab onto or under the elevator. Then rig the cable any way you want, either like this or through a hole. Or you can use this type of separate servo. See here. Put the servo here and the elevator here. This will reduce the arm weight that you have to put. Okay, finally, the best place to put the trim tab is in the center of the aileron. It's where the least turbulence is and it's where it has more force. You can put it here or you can put it here. The best place is in the center.